Greetings, fellow grade 12s. It is Mr. Hlajayo here. Welcome to Back to Basics again. Look, what we are going to be looking at today is basically now we'll be understanding, your financial mathematics questions. And today, the paper that we are looking at, we are basically looking at May-June 2019. Yes. So now we are going to look at our question 6. Look, now in this question, what we are given, they say now Sandile bought a car for what? For 180,000. Now they say the value of the car depreciate 15% per annum according to the reducing balance method, right? Then they say the current book value of this car, it is going to be 79,000, right? Now let's see in terms of what is it that we are going to do now here. Let's start here. What is important is to understand firstly, what is the reducing balance method? Now, if they are talking about the reducing balance method, basically it is going to be the formula which cater for depreciation, which is going to be A is equals to P into 1 subtract your interest to the power of N, right? So this is going to be the reducing balance method. And now let's see in terms of what is it that we are given. Now, you are given that the current book value, or rather the current book value of the car is what? It is 79,866.96, right? So which means this is going to be the A because this is the current value now. So here we are going to come and write this is going to be 79,866.96. It is going to be equal to, now this car used to cost 180,000, and this is going to subtract the interest that was earned there. It is going to be 0.15, isn't it so? And now after that, then now what is it that we are going to do? Now we are going to look for our value of our N, right? Now that's the first thing that we are going to do. And now after that, let's see in terms of what else now can we do to try and solve this. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are going to try or start and divide by 180,000 on both sides, right? So that we can get rid of this, right? So which means we are going to divide by 180,000 so that these ones and these ones are going to cancel each other, right? And look, I would prefer that we leave this value the same way as it is now so that we can be in a position to do what? To avoid writing decimal fractions, right? Now, what is it that we are going to do for this other one? Now, if you can look at the other brackets, you're having 1 subtract 0.15, right? 1 subtract 0.15. And what is going to be that? This is going to be 17 out of 20 in terms of fractions. So what is it that you're going to have here? Let's leave this the same way as it is. So now in this side, what you're going to have, it is going to be you 17 out of what? Out of 20, right? Then this is going to be to the power of what? To the power of N. Now, Olen, let's try and do this one. So let's leave this one as it is. This is going to be 79,866.96, right? Over the 180,000. And now when we are here, now what we are going to do basically, now we are going to apply our logarithm, right? And if we are applying our logarithm, what is it that you are going to have? So this is going to be your value of your N here. Your value of your N here, what you're going to have, we are going to say now this is going to be N, which is going to be log base, and this is going to be your base here, right? This is going to be base of 17 out of 20. And this side, we are going to write the 79,866.96 over what? Over your 180,000. And what is it now that we are going to have? The value of our N that you are going to find here, it is going to be 4,999, which is therefore going to be what? Which is can be converted that your N is basically going to be 5 years, right? So this is going to be your 5 years, which means now the number of years in which this book value of this particular car, it is going to be what? The number of years that the 180,000, it is going to be depreciate up until the 79,866. It is going to take the car. How many years it's going to take the car? 5 years, right? Now let's look at the second question. Now look, They say at exactly the same time, Sandile bought the car. Anil deposit 49,000 into the saving account at an interest rate of 10% per annum, compounded quarterly. Has Anil accumulated enough money in the savings account to buy Sandile's car? So basically, what they are saying is now, immediately when Sandile was buying a car, so what Anile did basically is now he or she basically invested the 49,000 so that she can accumulate the same amount, or rather she can be in a position that she can then purchase the car after the number of years, right? After 5 years. Now, what is it that you are going to do now here? So this is going to be obviously a compounding period. Why is this going to be a compounding period? Because she's only just taking this fixed amount, which is 49,000, and just putting it in the bank. So this is going to be A now is equals to your P into your 1 plus the interest and to the power of n. And now what is going to be the principal amount? Now the principal amount is going to be 49,000, right? 49,000 into 1 plus what is going to be the interest and there. This is going to be 0.1. And you are given now that the compounding period in which the money accumulates interest, it is what? It is quartile, which means this is over 4. And the number of years that took Sandile's car to depreciate, it was 5 years. So which means here we are going to have 5 multiplied by 4 for the compounding period. And now what is going to be there for the accumulated value? So if you punch this in your calculator, what you're going to find, basically, you are going to find that this is going to be what? Let's punch and see. So yes, this is going to be 80,292.21, right? So which means now, after 5 years, Anil will have 80,000. And now the question was, is Anil going to be in a position to purchase this car? Or rather, is the money going to be enough for her to purchase this car? So the answer is going to be yes, right? The answer is going to be yes, because look, now the current book value of the car, it is now what? It is 79,866. And Anil have invested how much? It is the interest and the money now is at 80,000. So yes, she is therefore going to be in a position to purchase because the money will be enough, right? So we're going to say yes, because Anil now will have enough money. Will have enough money to purchase the car, right? To purchase the car. Now that is going to be the answer for this particular question. Now then let's continue and see our 6.2.2. Now we are going to look at our 6.2. Now they say exactly 10 months ago, a bank granted Jane a loan of 800,000 at an interest rate of 10.25% per annum compounded monthly. They say the bank stipulated that the loan must be repaid over 20 years and it must be repaid by means of monthly repayments. And this loan is going to be the repayment period is going to start 1 month after the loan was granted. Now they say, how much did Jane owe immediately after making her 6th repayment, after paying for 6 months? So basically, we want to know in terms of how much will Jane owe the bank after just paying for 6 months, right? Now, let's see. Now, so this one, we are saying the bank is going to be what? Jane is going to be paying for 20 years. But now we only want to find out how much will then Jane owe after what? After paying for only 6 months. So to know in terms of how much will Jane owe after paying for 6 months, we are going to say, look, we know that the payment period, it must be 20 multiplied by 12, which is going to be 240. But now we are saying we don't want to know how much we'll owe after 20 years. We just want to know after how long, after 6 months. So we are subtracting the 6 months that is going to be paid, right? And because we want to calculate what is going to be the balance remaining as soon as he only paid for what, 6 months. So which means we are going to be calculating for 200 and what? We are going to be calculating for 234 months only, right? Because we want to find out if that after she have only paid for 6 months, how much will then she owe? So we'll then want to find out in terms of for the remaining 234 months now, how much will then Jane be in a position to pay, or rather how much will be the outstanding balance from there. So we are going to say now this is going to be part of your present value annuity because this is a loan, right? So this is the money that she is going to have now and pay for it later. So we are going to use the present value formula, which is V is equals to X into, now the formula is going to be 1 subtract I into 1 plus your interest to the power of negative n over your I. Now, what is going to be the X? We are given that the money that is going to be paid, it's going to be what? It's going to be 7,853 comma 15. For how long? This is going to be 1 subtract 1 plus the interest there, it's going to be 0 comma 1025 over your 12, right? And now this, the amount of months that we are only looking for, we just want to find out for negative 234, right? We say after she only paid for 6 months, how long, or rather how much will then she be still owing the bank, right? Then this is going to be 0 comma 1025 over your 12. And then now the present value for this, the value that we are going to find, we are going to find out that this is going to be, let's check. So this is going to be as 793,749.25 right? So this is going to be the amount of money that you will be still owing the bank after paying for 6 months, right? After paying for the 6 months, isn't it so? And now this is what we use for calculating now the balance that will be outstanding. How to get. And I mean, there are many ways in which you can also, do this. You can, still be in a position that you can use your outstanding balance formula, right? Which I know some may prefer that. So let's see. If now we want, let's say we were using the balance outstanding formula. Balance outstanding formula. Let's see in terms of what is it that we're going to use. Now, I think you might have realized that if we are using the present value formula, we are calculating for the what? For the months remaining, right? We are calculating for the months remaining. But now the difference is that now when we are using the outstanding balance formula, we are going to calculate now for the months paid, isn't it so? We are going to be using for the months paid. So which means now it is going to be what is it that you are going to use? This is the formula. Let me write this formula here so that you don't forget. We are going to say now, look, the outstanding balance, your balance, this is the formula. I'll just write here and do the working here. Now, the balance formula, it's going to be what? It is going to be basically now the present value and the money, right? We are going to be the money that is going to be invested, subtract the monthly or the months that would have been paid, which means it's going to be X into what? Into 1 or rather into 1 here, it's going to be 1 now plus your interest to the power of n, subtract 1 over your what? Over your I, isn't it so? So if you are using the balance formula now, this is going to be what you are going to use. This is the formula for the balance, which means now look, this here represent, let me erase that. So this here now represent the money. Remember when you are given a loan for what? When you are given a loan, let's say for 20 years, it doesn't necessarily mean that if you borrowed the 800,000, when you pay back, you are still paying back the 800,000. So this is going to be the 800,000 plus the interest that it's going to earn. And then now subtract this, which is going to be the future value. And why are we using the future value formula here instead of the present value? Look, because now it's more like now you are investing to pay the loan, right? To repay the loan. So that's why we are using the what? The future value formula to calculate when we are calculating using the balance outstanding formula, right? So please be in a position that you are you know that. So this is going to be the balance, or rather the money and the interest and the what? The monthly repayments. So this is going to be that when you are using this particular formula. And don't forget, we are now here. When we are using this formula again, you are going to use to calculate for the months that have already been paid. While when we're using this other one, we're using for the months that were what? The remaining. So this is the difference between the two. So if you are calculating the outstanding balance using the present value formula, you are calculate for the months that are remaining. While when you are using the formula, or rather when you are using the outstanding balance formula, you are going to calculate using the months that have been paid, right? Now let's come back here and then calculate. So which we are saying now our outstanding balance, therefore it's going to be the 800,000 and the interest that it's going to earn. So the interest is going to be 1 plus what? This is going to be 1 plus 0, 1025 over your 12, right? And now we are calculating for what? For the months that have been paid already, which was the what? Which was the 6 months here. Now, then this is going to subtract the 7,853 ,15 into, let's try and squeeze this nicely here. This is going to be now 1 plus the 0, 125 1025 over your 12 to the power of what? 6 subtract 1. Isn't it so? And over the interest, which is 0, 1025 over your what? Over your 12. Now, this is when you're using the outstanding balance formula. And you'd realize that basically now what you're going to find this side, what you're going to find this side, it's going to what? So which means now the money here after 6 months, it would have earned the interest of right. This is going to be 885 comma 56 subtracts the what? This side is going to be 48 13 6,62, right? Which means these look which means now after 6 months the 800,000 would have earned an interest of almost 41,885,56. And while now the repayment amount is going to be only 48,136,62, which means now, you know, what is happening here is that now the money is growing, but the, you know, the repayment rate is higher than, you know, the growth of the money. That's why this is going to be subtracted here. And now the totality that you're going to get, the results here, it's still going to be what? 793,748,1 or rather 94, which is going to be the outstanding balance. So you can see that the money that you got using the present value formula, it is the same amount of money that you're getting when you are using the outstanding balance formula. So please make sure that you are in a position that you understand all those two bases, right? And now you are going to then be able to calculate that. And now let's try and continue and now calculate for our 6.2.2. Now let's look at this question now. They say, look, due to financial difficulties, Jane missed the 7th, the 8th, the 9th payment. She was able to make the payment from the end of the 10th month onward. Calculate Jane's increased payment in order to settle the loan in the original 20 years. So they are saying, look, now Jane had difficulties between now the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th payment, right? And now they are saying Jane now want to add after the 10th payment. Now Jane from the 10th payment up until the end of the loan. Jane now wants to add more amount to the amount of money that she was owing also covering for the 3 months so that she is still in a position to repay back the loan for the duration of 20 years again, right? So that's what Jane basically wants to do. So she wants to still continue to pay for 20 years. Now she wants to add more money from the monthly installment that she also covers for the 3 months that she might have missed due to some financial difficulties, right? Now, let's see in terms of how can we then approach this question. So now let's start here. Now, the most important thing is what we can do is we can then now start by calculating that, look, we already have the value that after the 60th or the 6th payment, or rather after paying for 6 months, Jane was still owing what we calculated last time that it was 793 749.25. We said this was the amount that Jane was still owing. So they are saying after she was owing this amount of money, right? After she was still owing this amount of money, she had difficulties for almost 3 months. Now, after the 10th period, now she wanted to continue now to pay back the loan, and now paying an extra amount so that she can cover up for the 3 months that she might have lost and still settle the loan for 20 years. So now what is it that we are going to do? Now we can say, look, for this, I'm sure this was after 6 months. So which means after 6 months to what? To up until 10 months, or after up until the 9th month, the ninth month, right? She had difficulties, right? So which means the money that she was owing, it was the 79,000, right? It was the 79,000. And now, if this was the 79,000, or rather 793,000, 749.25. Now she then wants to be in a position that now she add more amount of money to cover up for the 3 months that she also missed. So what is it that you are going to do? So firstly, we are going to calculate that after 3 months, how much money or how much interest would this loan have earned, right? How much of the interest will this loan have earned? So what is it that now we are going to do? We are going to calculate how much this. So we are going to say, look, we are going to calculate that what is going to be the compounding interest that this loan would have earned after 3 months. So we are going to say, look, we are taking this amount of money that she is still owing, right? She is still owing, and then now we are putting back now into this to calculate that if this is what 0, 1025 over what? Over your 12 for how long? For 3 months, because she missed this for 3 months. How much will then be owing starting from the 10th month moving onward? And then you'll find out that now she'll be then owing an amount of 814 263,3052. So this is basically the amount of money that now Jane will be owing, right? After missing the three months, right? Altogether. Then now we are going to say, now if this is the amount of money that Jane is owing, now we can then calculate in terms of how much must then Jane add, or how much then must be the Jane's monthly repayment, right? To come up to what? To now add in order to settle for this amount of money. But remember that she already paid for the first 6 months, only missed the 3 months. She's starting from the 10th month, right? So we are saying, look, let's start with the months here. So how long was she supposed to pay? Look, we know that it was 20 multiplied by 12, the original installment, which was 240 months, right? Now from the 240 months, now we are going to subtract how many months? We are going to subtract 9 months, because she started from the 10th month. So we are going to subtract 9 months, which means now we want to calculate in terms of this is going to be your 231. So we are saying now for these 231 months that are remaining, how much money or how much monthly installment must Jane then be in a position to pay, so that she also cover for the 3 months that she also missed. So we are going to say, if this is the accumulated amount, we want to calculate what is going to be the monthly installment, right? And again, we are going to use the what now? We are going to use the present value formula. So this is going to be our PV, which is going to be X into what? 1 subtract your what? Your 1 plus your I, right? Plus your I, and then this is going to be to the power of negative n over our interest. So now we want to calculate the value of our X. So now when we calculate the value of our X, our present value is what? It is 263,3052 is equals to the X, because we want to find out now the monthly installment that Jane must now pay, adding to the usual monthly installment that she was paying, so that she also cover for the 3 months. Now this is going to be 1 plus 0,1025 over your what? Over your 12 to the power of negative 231 now. And then over your I, which is going to be what? 0,1025 over your 12. Isn't it so? Then now we are want to calculate the X. So the first thing that you're going to do now, we are going to start with this one, this interest here, or we are going to start with this one here now, right? Going to start with this one here and multiply this side, and then after that we multiply, then we divide both sides to get our X. So now the X that you are going to find, let's see, when we multiply this side, and now when we divide, yes, so we are going to find out that the value of our X, or rather the monthly installment now, that it's going to be 8,089 comma 20 cent. So which means this must be her new monthly installment, so that you can be in a position to settle for the loan and in record time of 20 years again, right? So this is going to be the monthly. So look, if you check the variance between the 7,853.15 and the 800 and rather the 8,000 and 89.20, it's almost 200 and something that she must add monthly on top of the 7,000, so that she also cover for the 3 months that she missed, right? Altogether. So this is how then we are going to calculate this. And I think hopefully this will make sense to you. And hopefully by now, you at least in a position to calculate these things. Thank you very much.